Tune in to the MacMan Morning Show.
Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the MacMan Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there.
It's the MacMan Morning Show. It's the MacMan Morning Show. It's the MacMan Morning Show. It's the MacMan Morning Show.
Sitting at home or you in your car.
It's the MacMan Morning Show.
No matter if you get far.
It's the MacMan Morning Show.
You better tune in quick or you might just miss.
It's the MacMan Morning Show.
The best show this side of the sea.
It's the MacMan Morning Show. 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 It's the MacMan Morning Show.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome to our MacMan After Dark evening show. I'm your host. I said what I said, and we're gonna bring you an evening show today. And I want to go ahead and welcome all of you in tonight to that's in our chat, and to everybody that's in the bushes listening. I have my co-host here. Kane Sheehan is in the building tonight. And so we're going to try to put on a great show for you tonight. We're going to be talking about Two-Faced Tiffany and how she voted for Harris, but congratulate Trump. But before we get started, let me go ahead and say hello to my co-host, Kane Sheehan. How are you doing today, Kane?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Now, you changed your name on me, Kane Sheehan. So go ahead and give me that name. Make sure that I'm saying it correctly. Pronounce your name so I can make sure that I'm saying it correctly.
Yeah, it's Kane and shin like the shin bone on your leg.
Okay, so Kane Sheehan. Okay, yeah. I got it. And I got to put my Southern twang on it, because I am in the South. So
yeah, I understand.
Right. And also tonight we have on our panel one of our ladies that listen to us in the mornings, and we have Yvonne Moore. Welcome to the MacMan After Dark show, Yvonne. You want to say hello to everybody?
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing this evening?
Well, it's great to have you tonight. I didn't know you were coming on stage with us, but it's all good, though. The more, the merrier with me.
Absolutely.
Right. So, you guys, we're going to be talking about, like I said, Two-Faced Tiffany. She's showing us two of her faces, although she has several different personalities, and that's just my opinion. But she's showing us, we're going to show you the stark difference in what she's doing at this point. Also, too, I'm going to show you a quick video for those who haven't really heard about Miss Henyard. I just want to give you a little background story on her, and then I'm going to show you a background video. And then that way, that'll give you whoever haven't been keeping up with the story or haven't heard about the story, or just maybe forgot a few things about the story, because this has been an ongoing saga with Dalton. You have Tiffany Henyard, who's the mayor of Dalton, and then she's the Thornton Township supervisor. And so she is elected in one position, which is the mayor, and they appointed her to be the township supervisor, and she do both jobs simultaneously. at the same time. And I do got to take my hat off to her. I'm pretty sure she's a pretty busy lady with both of those
Mhm.
jobs, but she always seemed to find herself in a, in a
And hot
little,
water.
well, I don't know if it's hot water, but she always is into it with somebody, whether it's with the Thornton Township or the village of Dalton. It seems to be like whenever she have those board meetings, when they have the trustee meetings, it seemed like it's always a struggle to get her to comply or to conform or to even just have a regular board meeting. Normally when she
Mhm.
have these meetings, it's a shouting match, it's a lot of disrespect. And not only does she disrespect her colleagues, she actually disrespect the public also, the taxpayers who are paying her paying her salary. So it's like she doesn't her disrespect doesn't discriminate at all. It doesn't matter who it is,
Mm-mm.
if she feel like you coming for her, she's definitely going to come for you. And sometimes the residents are really nice and they just ask a question, or either some of her colleagues, and she still come for them. And so
Mhm.
I don't know if it's her power or if she feel like she's being attacked, or maybe she have too much on her plate. I really don't know. But I do want to show you guys this video, and I just want to give you a little history, just to give you guys a refresher history of what's going on with her. And then we'll talk about we have videos also. I don't know why I'm stumbling tonight, but we do have videos of her of the title that we have here. We have videos of her, like I said, going to go vote for Harris, and then congratulating the man who currently holds the position right now. So bear with us one
Mhm.
moment. I'm going to give you a quick video of her so that we can just all get refamiliar of some of the things that went down in Dalton and in Thornton. Hold on one second.
South suburban politician Tiffany Henyard appears to have lost control of both governments she runs. Now she's teasing a big announcement that she claims will result in some of her opponents being arrested and charged.
Okay, guys, we do not have a quorum, so we will not be having a board meeting this evening.
One of Tiffany Henyard's allies resigned, another has turned on her and refused to attend last night's Thornton Township meeting. It's a similar story in the village of Dalton, where a majority of trustees oppose the self-proclaimed super mayor.
Because all this point the finger to Tiffany or allow me, I'm over it. Now it's time for me to speak.
Henyard spent an hour and a half on Facebook Live after the meeting, making a series of claims.
It's a power grab. That's it. Power and money grab.
For more than a year, Henyard has fiercely fought against her critics.
Y'all are black, and y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman that's in power. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
She's promised but so far failed to fully explain spending more than 100,000 taxpayer dollars on first-class travel for herself and her allies, public money that went to her now defunct namesake cancer charity, and expensive events with flown-in celebrities that cost more than $80,000. All of it exposed by WGN Investigates. But now she's taking her fight further, claiming without evidence her opponents are corrupt.
I will be seeking arrest for individuals involved. I will be pressing charges. It's a lot. And that's just me telling you a little bit.
As Henyard's grip on power loosens, she's also facing an eviction lawsuit.
I think that in her mind, she feels like she's untouchable, which is a problem.
Landlord Janetta Hull describes herself as a longtime friend of the Henyard family in Dalton, but notes Tiffany and her boyfriend, who makes $100,000 working for the township, make good money while refusing to pay rent.
I have other bills. I have a child to take care of. I can't afford to pay for where you live. You're making $375,000.
Henyard's attorney says he'll defend her against the eviction lawsuit, but he did not explain why a couple who collects nearly $375,000 a year in taxpayer-funded salaries allegedly stopped paying rent. As for Henyard's threat to arrest her opponents on evidence of corruption, keep in mind this is not the first time she's promised big reveals that fail to materialize. South suburban politician Tiffany Henyard appears to have lost control of both governments.
Sorry about that, guys. My mouse hit that again. But we want to thank WGN News for that news clip. So that's a nice little refresher, isn't it, to remind you of everything that's been going on with Miss Henyard.
Yeah.
And that now this video is about 3 weeks old, but everything that's been happening have been happening probably within the last 2 years. I would say at least the last year and a half of what's been going on. Now, these clips, I think all of this stuff happened just this past year alone, you know. She do take a lot of air out of the room, and it's always a lot of problems with her. And Ryan, I heard you, K-Shin, I heard you sigh after you watched all of that. So what did you think about all of the shenanigans that you just saw in this video? And how do you feel the way that she talked to the public when she called herself ostracizing or either preaching to the public? What are your thoughts about that?
Honestly, in my opinion, I feel like her actions are highly despicable, if you ask me. She's using a black card to get people to kind of undermine what she's doing, undermine her corruption, which in turn makes the whole black community look bad, makes us all look like frauds, like we can't be trusted in positions of power. So that I'm not really happy about. Like I said, it's just overall sad to watch, and knowing that this is, I don't know, it's almost not surprising. It's just really sad to me, super sad.
Well,
Yeah.
well, what do you think about it, Yvonne?
Oh well, this whole story about Tiffany Henyard, and it's like a big old onion with a bunch of layers that you really have to peel back and really go back to when she first won, her position as the mayor of Dalton and the supervisor of Thornton Township. So if you go back and look at it, I think she really went into those two positions wanting to do a good job for the Thornship Township and also for Dalton. But when she got in there, you could tell things started to change and kind of like spiral out of control. And I think one of the things is because it was a power thing with her. It was a power thing. So I mean, it's a lot to peel back with her, and I really do believe that she really wanted to do a good job. But when you go into positions like that, you see money, 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 money. You see a dollar sign, and so that kind of changes you. But another thing about Tiffany is that she is a very like a alpha female, a very very boisterous, like, she's, well, I don't want to say well spoken as far as being articulate. However, I don't know how to explain it because it's like she's two different people, right? So she knows what her job is, but it seems like sometimes she doesn't think things through and want to work with the board. And she thinks that her board is against her and they don't want to, like pass any of the bills that need to go through and things like that. And so it's like a power struggle with her and her board. She's not stupid, by far she is not. She's a very smart woman and she does know politics. It's just the way that she comes off sometimes, like the way she talks to people is very very offsetting. So I think that's one of her problems, and a lot of people just like really they don't like that, the way that she talks to them. Like she always says, well, let me educate you. Well, I don't think you need to be telling people that. I think what you need to do is probably just say, well, let me explain to you how this goes, not let me educate you. So, one of her biggest problems to me is the way that she speaks to people.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like she speaks to people in a an almost condescending tone.
Hmm.
Like she expects people to have her back. She expects people to turn a blind eye to the nonsense that she has going on. And like I said, because she's black, she just expects unconditional support, and that's not really how things should go.
No, it's not. It's not. And you know what? I will say that she has gotten some things done in both of the townships, like getting like things like the streets paved and the alleys paved and like the sidewalks repaired and uh cleaning up abandoned lots and things like that. She's gotten some stuff done in both areas, but it's just like always a battle with her and the board. It's always a battle between those two.
Well, I say y'all being very generous because I beg to differ. The way she's talking to people is totally disrespectful. Um, According to her colleague, she came in day one um, with this power grab. They tried to work with her, according to them, and allegedly, because I haven't been to a meeting and I don't live in Dalton, so all I can go by is looking at both sides of the story, and from what I can see, as far as what the news report and what other trustees have reported, and you have other people reporting on the story and giving their opinions. So my opinion is, I think she's very disrespectful, and I think she is power hungry. I think what happened to her was she received both of those jobs simultaneously. So she basically was the mayor of Dalton and the supervisor of Thornton Township, right? So if you have
Mm-hmm.
two powerful, important jobs like that, what does that make you in your head? That makes you queen of the north. Is basically what she thinks she is, in my opinion. um
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she's just kind of getting drunk on the power, and because
Mm-hmm.
she's ahead of both positions, she feel like everybody is beneath her. In my opinion, it's just allegedly, in my opinion. It's not James Mack opinion, because, and one more thing too, I let me give a shout out to James Mack, because this is an extension of the Mac Man morning show. This is our Mac Man after dark show, and I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but I definitely want to put that out there. And so like I said, this is not James' opinion, the Mac Man morning show or evening show opinion. This is my opinion. And from what I can
Mm-hmm.
see and how she's been operating, the way she talks to the public is totally unnecessary and disrespectful. The way she treat her colleagues is very unprofessional. And I've never seen anybody act this way just because they have a little power. um
Mm-hmm.
the person that I can compare her to, she give me a lot of Trump vibes. Okay, now she may not be as corrupt as he is, as far as his allegedly corrupt. Let me put allegedly on there. She may not be allegedly as corrupt as Trump, because Trump has been operating in this realm for a long time, probably over 40 or 50, 60 years, the way he's been operating. She just got started, and she's Kane Shin's age. And, if she's around his age bracket, she should be grateful, happy, and thankful that she's even able to lead anybody. I understand she had her own business, but normally this type of opportunity don't come to you. It takes some people a lifetime to get where she's at. So I think she's totally disrespectful of the office. I think she need to humble herself, and you can get your job done without acting like a tyrant. And that's what I have to say about it.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't get your job done without being disrespectful. And like I said, I think she needs to take. I think she really needs to go and take a communications class, honestly, because it's just the way that she speaks with to everyone, and you got to learn how to speak to everyone. But let me say this. I said now. Now we can watch all the news clips and all of that and what people are saying negatively about her and she's a tyrant and all of this. I can say that I watched several of the trustee board meetings, and there was some times where those trustees did not even want to, they did not even want to vote on paying the bills for Dalton for Dalton. So why not? So they too are on that side of like a power. It's like a power struggle. Why wouldn't you want to pay the bills if the money is there? So that's my question to the trustees. So
Well,
here you go.
well,
She's going off on them. Well, see, she's going off on them because they don't want to vote to pay the bills. They're
well, let me
saying,
answer
well, we
that for
didn't
you.
get this paperwork. Mm-hmm.
Let me answer that for you, Yvonne. They don't mind,
Mm-hmm.
according to the trustees, they don't mind paying the bills if they can get the receipts for the bills. And it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like you if the electric company say, well, Miss Moore, just send us some money and we'll just send us $500 or $600 and we'll send you a bill later on. That's basically the game that she's playing. She's asking the board to pay for bills, but she's not producing the receipts for bills. I don't know any company in America that operate that way. A lot of companies will give you a credit card, but anything that you spend, you have to report that. And that's one problem,
Mm-hmm.
and that's one thing that she's not doing. And you're absolutely right. I'm not letting the trustees off the hook either. Because, when they came on our morning show, I asked them, well, was it always like this, or did you not just ask I just asked one of the trustees to give me their opinion and their experience on how all of this went down. Because in the beginning, everybody was spending money and everything was going hunky-dory, like you said. And what she said was, the trustee replied that they was just trying to give her an opportunity, to do the right thing. And everything that they did, they were doing in the realm of she was going to be doing the right thing as well. Everybody, let's put it like this. The trustees felt like that she was going to be honest and do her job the correct way or either the way that things have been happening in the past as far as producing records and receipts. So
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the reasons why um they wouldn't pay the bills. And I wholeheartedly believe what you're saying also. It's a power struggle. Once they saw that they couldn't get what they want, then they went into their corners. So everybody kind of went
Mm-hmm.
into their respective corners, and now it's made the best man win. It's like, I'm not gonna give anything and you're not gonna give anything. So at this point, nothing
Right.
gets done. And so I can
Mm-hmm.
totally wholeheartedly understand, and look at it on both sides. But if you wanted to run effectively, then everybody is going to have to play their hand and play it the right way. What do you think about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, most
Oh,
definitely.
yeah. Go ahead.
I know that's all I really had to say. Really how I feel about this whole situation. All around. It's just bad for Dalton. At the end of the day, that community is what's getting hurt the most from this. And in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion, we really need to find a way to guarantee that these politicians really mean the best for these communities, because that area, it hasn't gotten any better over the years, that's for sure. So honestly, when you look at
Mm-hmm.
who's in charge and who's in power there, and then you look at the actual neighborhood area, the people who reside there, and all the stuff that happens around that area, it kind of makes sense. If you have somebody who doesn't care about the people for real leading the people, then the people ain't even gonna care about the area in which they reside.
You're right. Absolutely.
And also, too, she
Absolutely.
can't just speak to people. When you're in that type of position, you can't just speak to people as if they were your children. You have to show some respect. And even the residents, when the residents are talking to her, she speak to those people as if they were her kids or beneath her. And at the end of the day, they're the ones those are taxpayers. They're paying your salary. So you have to, even if you don't want to show respect to your colleagues, you definitely should at least show respect to your to the public, to the residents, the ones that's paying all the taxes, so that you can be in office and so that you can get your salary. Would you guys not agree?
Oh yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Like I said, she needs to go take a communications class, and really how to effectively speak to people, because you're not going to get anywhere with anybody if you're always like being a bulldog about everything. So, you have to learn how to effectively speak to people and communicate with people, because you're not going to get anything done. And then so who suffers from that when there's nothing done, when you hold these board meetings and you bring up your agenda, and nothing gets resolved because you're speaking in such a manner to people that they're off you off-putting to people, and they don't want to work with you because of the way that you're communicating with them. So, and the taxpayers over there, the folks that live in that area, they're the ones that are not, they're not getting what their tax money is paying for if nothing is getting done. If you got, the mayor and the trustees in a board meeting fighting over every single thing on the agenda, nothing gets done. So
Yeah,
they're losing out. They're
it,
losing out.
it's like it's like the Republicans and the Democrats up in college. Up in Congress, they have to be. You have to find a way to get along, and you have to compromise. She's going to have to give a little bit, and they're going to have to give a little bit as far as trying to get this worked out. There is going to be a new election coming up, and I just want everybody in Dalton to be aware, and I don't want them to be blindsided, like I kind of was, when Vice President Harris didn't win, because I wholeheartedly felt like she was going to win. But because she's on the ticket, there is a possibility that she may win. And so I
Hmm.
just hope people do take that into consideration, because a lot of times we can be so disgusted and upset with all of the noise that's going on. And we can be so sure and work so hard and so tirelessly for our candidate or for the person that we want to win. And then when that doesn't happen, a lot of times we're let down. And so I just hope that they work hard as they can if they're trying to get her out of office. Because keep in mind, she was recalled by the courts. I mean, she was recalled by the people, but the courts allowed her to stay for some reason. So it didn't
Hmm.
follow through. And so now it's like she's stuck with the board, and the board is actually stuck with her. And so
Hmm.
it's got to be
And so
it's got to
for
be a middle. It's got to be a resolution. It's got to, somebody have to give something. And because like I said, the residents are the ones that's going to have to pay the cost. And after all of this
Mhm.
fiasco is over with, unfortunately, no matter who's in office, I'm afraid it's still going to fall back on the taxpayers as far as trying to recoup some of these funds that's been spent erroneously.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's always the taxpayers that gotta take the bad end of the stick, so to speak. So you said that that the people tried to recall her, right? But the courts said no. So
Yes.
when the court said no, and she can stay there, that probably just swelled her head up even bigger. Because if you go and look back,
Right.
how look back at the board meetings and things, you
Mhm.
could tell the digression of her behavior. So her head probably swelled up even bigger when the court said no, she can stay in her position. And so now she probably feels that, oh, I really got power now. So
Yeah,
now
it
I can
did.
do whatever it is I want to do now because I got the courts behind me and you all cannot get rid of me now. So now I can really talk to you like you're beneath me. I can really do a lot of things that are kind of shicey or shady, allegedly.
She did. She celebrated, and she like basically rubbed it in in their faces when it did happen. You know how she do. She got to show out. That's how they go. You know, and so, but at the end of the day, though, I like when people show me who they are. So I know who I'm dealing with. Because you do have some politicians that's real low key and be robbing you blind. You think they're just the sweetest, nicest, and best politician there is, and meanwhile, they got their hand all up in the cookie jar, stealing all the cookies, and
Hmm.
you don't have a clue until they leave office. So, and I just think that's just the immaturity of her, for her to, try to, put people in, to put it in, smear it in people's face, because basically that's what she did to me. And we can read some of the comments from the chat, because the chat is really kind of participating with us, and we don't want to leave them out. And we have, and I just want to say hello to everybody that came in, and welcome to our Mac Man After Dark show. And we do have Sherry Hatchard Britton, and she said it's not that they don't want to pay the bills. She spent the money before getting it approved by the board. Now there is no money. There is no money left. Well, she didn't say left, but she said now there is no money. And
Hmm.
Q Law said, "Are you serious, Yvonne? They brought in Lori Lightfoot to locate the funds, but there are no funds available. Tiffany has exhausted the budget with no money left. The
Hmm.
trustees now must decide which expenses to cover. Um, furthermore, during the last meeting, Jason House mentioned that while they will settle the bills, vendors will have to be patient." And so,
Hmm.
these are residents that, that live in that area, or people that's very
Hmm.
familiar, with Dalton. And so that was another thing, she's been spending like a drunken sailor, you know. And
Hmm.
so
Yeah,
really,
I mean, yeah, I totally agree with what that person said, and
yeah.
yeah, I am serious because yes, you can look on both sides, and if you really peel the layers back from the onion, you can see it is on both sides in some situations. And I'm not saying that that the board is all the trustees are wrong, they're all wrong, or she's all wrong. They are
Mhm.
all in this fight together, and they are all dancing with each other, and nothing is getting done. And I know that Lori Lightfoot came in and revealed a lot of stuff. Child, when they was reading off those bills from Amazon, I was like, wait a minute, how the heck can you spend $14,000 on Amazon? Ordering
Right.
things from Amazon for what? So yes, that needs to somebody got a credit card, a debit card somewhere where they spending money. So who's doing it? Does she have the credit card? Who's doing these things? Does the administrator of the town is that the person that's spending the money and she's allowing them to spend this money? So it's like it's really no guardrails over there. It's really no guardrails. So, but I just cannot point the total finger at her and also just point the total finger at the board of trustees. It's a collaborative thing over there. They're all dancing and all dancing together.
Right.
They're all dancing
So,
together, and it's a hot mess. It's just a hot mess over there, and they cannot seem to control her. But one thing I wanted to ask you, I said, is that how is it that Dalton that she was allowed to do all of these crazy things in Dalton, and now they're in a deficit because of her wild spending, which is ridiculous. But in Thornton Township, from what I've seen on the board meetings, they have a surplus. So is she just like allegedly stealing money and overspending in Dalton, but she's all good over there in Thornton? So I mean that it just looks weird.
Well, I won't put it. Uh, um, I'm just going to protect, us and the channel and the integrity of the
Hmm.
channel. So what I would say is she had access to the credit cards in the beginning, where she was able to, and her administrators. What she said was her administrators made all the purchases. She said she didn't have access to credit cards. She don't have no credit card. That's what she said on TV
Hmm.
now. So I don't know. But what she
Hmm.
said was her administrator, Keith Freeman, had access, and Carmen from Thornton. Those are the ones who had access to the money, and she was just spending money that they allowed her to spend, is what she had said. So,
Hmm.
so you
Well,
can take
Sherry
that.
was asking.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Sherry, you welcome to
Yeah.
come up too, and anybody in the chat, if you guys want to hit our link, we are having a
Hmm.
heated conversation, and this is y'all area. So anybody in our chat, you guys are more than welcome to come up. And if we're not saying something right, or if we're incorrect, you guys can. We don't. This is a free show. You're free to speak your mind, and nobody is gonna jump on you for having your own opinion, or even just having the facts to correct us, because we do want to report the right and the correct facts that's going on with this situation. So you
Absolutely.
guys feel free, and I can redrop the link in the chat for you. Um, if it's up too high, it doesn't look like we have that many comments. So it should be
Hmm.
showing up, but I'll put it back in the chat if you guys want to come back up. But so that's what she said though, Yvonne, as far as the credit cards go. She said she
Oh,
don't
okay.
have no credit card, and she said that her administrator had the credit card, and Carmen had the credit card, and Keith Freeman, but she never said she had it.
Oh, well, don't nobody know who got the doggone credit card, child, but somebody was ordering a whole lot of stuff from Amazon and another business that's out there, some cake bakery out there that I need to slide over there to see. They must got some really good cake because they were ordering cakes left and right from that bakery out there in Calumet City. But Sherry Hatcher Britton was saying, what can the trustees do differently? I don't know, Sherry. I have no idea. It's like they're going back and forth with each other, and like I said, nothing is getting done. So I'm thinking the best recourse here is when the election comes up, and I do believe it's in February.
It
I
is,
do
yeah,
believe it's in February. Yeah,
it
yeah.
is.
And I'm not sure who's running against her. I do believe
It's
Jason
Jason
House
House.
is who
Yeah,
won.
it's
And
Jason.
yeah, so is Jason the only one that's running
Well,
against her? Do you know?
Well, hold on one second, Yvonne, because we do have Sherry that came to join us, and so
Oh
we'll
yes, come
let
on
her.
in.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad. Hey, Sherry, how you doing this evening?
Hey, beautiful
Hey
lady, how are
Sherry.
you? How's it
Hey,
going?
going great.
How's it? Good, good. Yeah, so Jason House is running against her in the primary. That's what we know so far. There may be someone that might run, as an independent or something in the general. That doesn't happen, but that did happen with her. And in her election, someone ran against her. Um, in the general. Now in Dalton, because it's basically a Democratic town, uh, once the primary election is over, you know who your mayor is going to be because there's rarely
Hmm.
someone that runs against the person in the general. But it will be her with Jason House. Um,
Oh.
so that's basically what's going on. I
Oh.
can shed a little light on how we got to where we are as far as her spending.
Hold
Uh,
on one second, Sherry.
okay.
We have some feedback. Are you like on some headsets or something?
No, I'm on my cell phone.
You're on your cell phone. Do you have anything open in the back? Because it sounds like you have an echo. Could you go out and come back in, and I'll add you back on because I do have Lawrence on as well.
Sure, sure.
Okay.
Okay, is Lawrence there?
Yeah, I'm trying to add him to the stage. Give me a second. Lawrence, you need to
Oh,
connect
okay.
your Lawrence, go ahead and connect your mic and cam before you can come up, and then we can add you to We can add you to the panel, but you do have to connect. And let's see. Okay, Sherry, you're back on with us while Lawrence try to work out his. Well, it's still an echo though. I don't
It's
know.
still an echo. You know
Yeah,
what? I can plug up my computer. That might be better.
yeah, it may be.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me. It'll be a few minutes, but let me do that, and then
That's
I'll
okay.
come back.
We just got on, so we'll be here for a minute. Don't worry about it.
Okay, okay. I'll
Take your
plug up
time.
and I'll come back.
Okay, thanks.
All right, bye bye.
Okay. So
Okay,
Lawrence,
so shit.
Lawrence, did you connect your camera and your mic? It said that you need to connect your mic and your cam. You can mute it and turn it off. Deny the camera, but you definitely have to connect it in order to come on the stage. Now, what were you saying, Yvonne?
Yeah, so Sherry was saying that so they basically, and I'm trying to get an understanding how like the local elections go, like so she was basically saying that they have a primary, right? And so it's going to be Jason House and Tiffany. And so whoever wins the primary is basically the mayor. So it's basically different than a national primary, such as for the presidential race or whatever, where you have a primary and then two people are picked from either side to run, right? So on a local level, it seems to me that it's different. That after the primary, then who the person is going to you know who the person's going to be the mayor.
Exactly.
So it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. But I thought there were other people that would throw their hat in the race to be mayor over there.
Well,
Uh, what the shoot? I
but
would think
it
so.
takes
Maybe one of
money.
the residents. Hmm?
Well, Yvonne, it could have been people in the race, but it take money to stay in the race. And
Mm-hmm.
so,
Mm-hmm.
if you're in a race and you can see that you really don't have that many people that's, following you, and you really don't have the money to continue with the race because, you have to fundraise. And if you can't get your fundraising up, then you may
Mm-hmm.
be subject to have to, drop out the race, because I'm pretty sure it did probably from what I can remember, if I'm correctly, I think it was about two or three, I thought it was about three or four people that was running. And then all of a sudden it was just House and Henyard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm.
And so,
I'm surprised Belcher didn't throw her hat in there because
well,
she's very vocal too. She's very vocal.
she said she didn't want to be the mayor. That's what, remember Lee asked her if she wanted to be the mayor, and she said no, she wanted to stay a trustee.
Hmm. Yeah, 'cause that's probably a hard,
She said she
Big
had
position to
no
shoes to
have.
fill.
She said she had no aspirations. What was that, Kayshin?
I was just saying the position of mayor would probably be some really big shoes to fill. She probably just didn't want to be responsible for all of that. And on top of that, you never really know. Some people refuse positions simply because they don't think they could do much of a better job. I'm not as familiar with Kiana Belcher as you guys are.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I've seen, she seems like she has her head on right. But I'm not too sure if she's what Dr. needs either, for real.
Mm.
Well, it is some big shoes, but Miss Henyard is filling up two, four pair of shoes, if that's the case.
Yeah,
Cause
but she
she's
filling them two
Hmm.
shoes with poison.
Uh-oh.
allegedly.
Look out. Allegedly. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
And sometimes you could take on too much, though. Maybe it's just too much. Because if you look at her when she went live on Facebook that time, it was like a total meltdown. And I was watching and I was like, oh my Lord, this human is having a total meltdown on social media. So, she's having to deal with the stuff over there in Thornton and the stuff in Dalton. And she went on Facebook and had a total meltdown.
Well, remember she
A
had got
total
that.
meltdown. And some of it is because of what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's,
But
it's
also
it, it,
too,
it
though,
lies with
remember
her too.
But remember, at that time, she also had an eviction. She had an investigation going on. Really, two
Mm-hmm.
investigations. Lori Lightfoot is probing into her, and then she has an investigation with the FBI. So the pressure may be mounting. Is the reason why she may have had that meltdown. But apparently, the jobs are not too much, Yvonne and Kane Shin, because guess what? You say she running for mayor and Thornton Township supervisor again. So she said she
Uh-uh.
running for both offices.
Mm-hmm.
That's the oven. It just smells like that.
Okay, Sherry, you're back with us. Sherry, can you hear us? Maybe
Mm.
Yes.
maybe you can hear us, Sherry.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so you can go ahead and finish what you were saying, but I was just advising them. You can turn your camera off too, Q Law. We're behind the banner. Um, but thank you for showing us your face so we can make sure you're a real person. But just hit the just click on your cam. There you go. Well, okay. Well, when you do that, I guess you're gonna have to turn your camera back on. But I don't think nobody can see you because I have the banner up. So you can go ahead and do that. Go ahead and turn your camera back on because it won't allow me to. It's not
No, we can't see them.
connecting, so that nobody can see you.
Mm-mm.
Where'd Sherry go to? She dropped down. It's like we're having a hard time getting our panel up
Yeah,
tonight
we're
for
having
some
some.
reason.
Yeah, we're having some technical difficulties tonight.
Yes, we are.
Yeah,
But like I was saying, guys, apparently the job is not too much because um she is running for both offices again. And I want to
again.
yeah, she is. So I don't think it's too much for her to handle. I just think, with the investigation and eviction, that could maybe startle you a little bit, if you receive all of that at one time. So, and then a board meeting, and they get so heated. And so, she probably was
Mm.
just still pumped after the meeting. But let's welcome Q Law. How you doing tonight, Q Law? I can't hear you. Unmute your mic. We still can't hear you, Q Law. Can you unmute your mic? Let me see. No. Okay, Sherry, you're back with us.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Okay, so Q Law, do you see where it say mute? Click that mute button because
Yes.
we can't hear you. Is that you, Q Law? Yeah, we can't hear you. So I don't know. Maybe you need to go out and come back in, or just try to hit the mute button again.
Yeah, but is Sherry back with
Okay,
us? Why
wait a
he?
minute. Wait a minute. Let me add her to the stage. Okay. So
Okay.
Q Law, can you hear us now?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. Okay, good. So welcome, guys. Welcome, Q Law. Welcome,
Thank
Sherry.
you.
Glad you guys can make it. And
Thank you.
so
Thank you.
I guess you guys want to do a little clarification. Since Sherry
Well,
came first and she was speaking, I want her to finish talking what she was talking about, and then we'll let you speak, Q Law. Okay, how that sound?
that's fine.
Okay. And just let's go, everybody. Let's just mute while Sherry talk.
Okay.
Okay, go for it, Sherry.
Oh,
Okay,
so no,
we
I
can't.
was just talking. Can you
Okay,
hear
go
me?
ahead.
Yeah, I was talking about the election and how it's just her about now I'm getting feedback. This is so weird.
Well, you sound fine with us. We don't have any feedback.
It's like I hear myself talking. It's like I say,
Yeah, I
okay, well,
don't
let me
know.
try it again.
Okay,
Um,
Sherry. Okay, Q Law. We'll see what Q Law have to say, and then whenever you come back, we'll let you speak. Okay, Q Law, you can go ahead and speak your piece.
Okay, well, I just wanted to say I don't have a stake in this, right? I don't live in Dalton. I'm from the East Coast, but I have been following this for a minute now because it was very intriguing to me whenever I started watching it. And I heard someone, or I saw that someone put in the chat that a question about what can the trustees do. And, I think the trustees appear to be taking all the necessary measures by implementing ordinances to oversee the future fund expenditures. Once Lori Lightfoot presents her findings, I anticipate a strong reaction from everybody that's involved in this. And, the trustees can only do what they can do. Now, granted, they probably should have been doing this a long time ago, but they didn't see that this was coming down the pike. But now they're trying to put measures in place so that they can control the spending. Now, we've never heard Tiffany say, oh, there's a surplus in Dalton. Oh, there's plenty of money in Dalton. She's never said that, but she's always said it for Thornton Township. You know why she hasn't said it? It's because she knows there's no money. She knows there's nothing there.
In Thornton?
In Dalton. She knows that
In Dalton.
She knows there's no money. And that's why they brought in Lori, so that Lori can locate how much money they have. And at this point, they're in a deficit. And the deficit is just going to get greater because the information that Lori uncovered, that was only through, I don't know, May or June. And now we're in November. But as I was saying in my comment, Jason mentioned in the meeting that, look, we know that there are bills that need to be paid. And, vendors, just be patient with us and we are going to get to you. I don't think they're going to leave these vendors high and dry. I think they're going to make it right. He said it. They're going to make it right. Now, where the money is going to come from, I'm not really sure. But once Lori presents, what she needs to present, then I'm pretty sure this thing is going to implode. It's going to blow up.
Yeah, because it's like, where are they going to get the money? Because they still get, incoming bills for all the work that's currently being, done in the city. So it's just like it's stacking up. So, like you said, where's the money going to come from to get? And I do believe that Jason said that they're going to make every effort to, get the vendors and things paid. I do believe that. But like you said, where is the money coming from? Because now you got past due bills, and then you still got bills still piling up currently for the work that's being currently done. So where's the money going to come from?
But
where's that going to come from?
This issue started way before the current trustee board, before the last trustee board. I've been watching this other YouTuber, and she's been putting out these old videos on Dalton's board meetings, trustee meetings. And this thing started with before Riley Rogers, right? It started before then. But when Riley got into office, he had to make a decision, and he had to do a special board meeting and tell the residents, look, I thought I could do this. I thought I could get us out of the red, but unfortunately I cannot. So this is what we need to do in order to get out of the red. They started the process, but somewhere down the line, somebody dropped the ball. Somebody dropped the ball, and now the ball has just spiraled out of control, and it's just out of control. And hopefully they can get a rein on it so that the state doesn't take them over.
Oh, yeah. So when Riley left the office or whatever, and when Henyard became mayor, were they in the red, or did they have any money?
Well, I think what saved Dalton was the pandemic. When the pandemic happened, the federal government was just giving out money, right? Because all the cities and towns and villages and states were suffering because no one was working. Everything had completely stopped. And when the government started to hand out money to Dalton, then they were kind of getting out of the red a little, right? But then here come Tiffany. You know, Tiffany, she has this security detail that, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars and these new vehicles that she's leasing, all of this stuff. You know, she had no idea what spending she was doing. As a mayor, you should, because you're a finance person. You know, Keith should have said, look, you know, we're spending too much money, but no one ever pulled her to the side and said, look, this is where we at. I don't know who told her, look, this is your black card and you can go spend as much as you want. I don't know who told her that. But eventually, you know, they started to go back into the red. And then she claimed, oh, I got us a grant. You know, they kept asking, Kiana kept asking, where's the money? Has the money been put in the bank account? If they did get the money was spent. It was spent. It was probably commingled with other money and it was spent if they got the money. They're not really sure if they actually got the grant money. And again,
right, because I know.
So I'm just watching this from afar and listening from afar.
Yeah, well, I know that she had made a couple of trips, I do believe, down to Springfield and was able to obtain grants for a lot of money. But like you said, it's like, but where, and like Belcher brought up in one, you know, in one of the meetings, but where's the money? When are we going to get the money? Because we're sitting here in the red. Where's the money? So we don't know if Henyard was just saying, yeah, I took this trip down to Springfield, blah, blah, blah. I got this grant money and it's this much and we got it. And we got, you know how a person can brag about stuff, but it's really not true. So was she doing that? Was she just bragging about stuff that's really not true? Because there's no money. So if you're getting all these grants and all of the stuff and bringing in money, where is it? I mean, are you spending it as soon as it comes in? And then why doesn't the trustees know about the money? Why don't they know? Why can't they see the books? Why can't they take a look at the books?
That's the thing. For some reason or another, they were kept out of the accounting system or whatever system that they use. They just were no longer had authorization in getting into it. And if you guys go back and look at the meetings, they will say that they like, well, we used to be able to get into certain things, but we can't get into it now. So we don't know what we have. So they were just winging it. The trustees were winging it. You know, they could see what they could see prior to her locking them out. But that number changed, you know, from day to day. So they didn't know. So that's why they couldn't see anything. And that's why they kept asking, like, where's the grant money? Where's this? Where's that? You know, if he has all these people in place and these people are not giving the information to the trustees, what is it that the trustee, what can they do? Their hands are tied. They're tied.
Yeah, basically they're it's like a big onion. Like I said before, it's a big onion over there with a lot of layers because the trustees' hands that their hands are tied. It's tied because she's locked them out of their system. I know that they got a new system, and that's probably when they got locked out, when they implemented the new accounting system or payroll system that they got going over there. So who knows? I don't know.
I want to take a turn in the show, and I want to show a couple of videos because, as our title says, Two-Faced Tiffany. She voted for Harris and she congratulated Trump. And I just Sherry is gonna I just sent Sherry a link, and she's gonna still try to come back in, and we'll let her speak when she come back because she was giving us some very important information, and we do appreciate her sharing that with us. And Kulo, we do appreciate you being on the panel. So stick around if you like. You're more than welcome. We love having you on the panel. And I'm gonna play these two quick videos, and then we can just talk about. Well, I'll just get your thoughts about what you think about the videos on the other side of the video. Okay, so stand by 1 sec.
Hey guys, it's your Super Mayor Tiffany A. Henyard, the People's Supervisor / Mayor. Today is election day. I hope you guys are super duper excited because today we get to find out who will be our president. So I pray that it will be, you know me, I'm all with the women's movement, Miss Harris. So make sure you go and cast your vote. I know it's rainy, I know it's gloomy, I understand the weather's messed up, but do not, I repeat, do not allow that to stop your voice. Your voice matters. Your voice counts. But you have to go out and vote. If you don't go out and vote, I always say this, you lose your right to complain. Don't be complaining about nothing if you don't want to go change it or fix it. So yes, Trump did win, and congratulations again. This is me saying it publicly to our new president of the United States. Just like Trump, I'm gonna come in on a landslide on both seats. Know that. Remember this moment when I landslide and come in for the victory, like I always do. So yes.
How about that?
Well, how about that? How about that? All right. So you allegedly voted for Harris. You were so excited about Harris running as president, which led us to believe that that's who you were voting for. And then you come back and make kind of like seem like you actually voted for Trump and was happy that he won. And then the letter, yep, I was just about to say about that letter she wrote. You know, you wrote.
Would you like to do the
You wrote
honors,
a letter.
Yvonne, or would you like for me to read the letter?
You go ahead and read that letter, child, because
we haven't heard from Kane Shin, so let's let him read the letter. You
Yeah,
want
I
to
can
read
read
that
the
letter
letter.
for us, Kane?
Yep. Congratulations, President Trump. You are now the 47th president. You have made history by coming back and winning the President of the United States. What a big comeback. Now let's work together. To all my supporters, let's work together and put our differences aside. Trump is now our president, and we must find a common ground to reach across the aisle and focus on next steps. President Trump, as supervisor of Thornton Township and mayor of Dalton, I would like to sit down with you and talk about helping the people throughout Thornton Township. I have a lot of great ideas and believe we can work together for the greater good. With that being said, let's make America great again. I can't see the rest of it though.
That's good enough. That gave us the bulk of it, and that's basically all I put on
wait
there.
a minute.
It's just her signature on the bottom. Go for it, Yvonne.
Okay, so the sentence here where it says, I would like to sit down with you and talk about helping the people throughout Thornton Township. Oh, she didn't put anything in there about Dalton, about
Yes,
helping the
she
people
did.
of Dalton as well.
Well, she said
Not in that sentence.
she didn't say she needed to help them, but she did reference them. She said President Trump as the supervisor of Thornton Township and the mayor of Dalton. So she let him know what her positions are, but she didn't say that she wanted to help out URAC. She didn't say she wanted to help Dalton out, but she
All
did,
right.
kind of give them a little shout out. But I just wanted to show you guys this video, and then I wanted to follow up with this letter. And just to show you how she just flip-flopped just that quickly. Now, we just had the election, about 10 days ago? And
Mm-hmm.
we saw her on the video all happy, saying that she has girl power, which is real ironic because she worked with a lot of women, and she don't seem to respect them. And there's a lot of women get up on the platform and speak to her, but it's still, a lot of disrespect. But I digress. I have to go with what she said. And if she says she all about girl power, then I have to go with that. But based on the videos that I just saw, I feel like, now this is just my opinion again. I have a strong opinion. I always kind of analyze things and just take them in, and just I really do think about a lot of things, and so I feel like um, this letter is a cry for help in so many words.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
feel like
Yeah.
I feel like she
Mm.
I feel like she's gonna ask for a pardon. Everybody mute your mics until I finish, because we're still having a little echo and we want the replay to sound pretty good. But I feel like, just in case, I'm not saying that she will be convicted, but just in case she has some problems with the popo and the law on down the line, in my opinion, she's setting the stage so that she can get a pardon. Because keep in mind the charges that she have, the FBI is investigating her. Not they're not state charges, they're federal charges, and a lot of people that voted for Harris have not called the Agent Orange Man. I don't know that many mayors that's called him and congratulated him or sent him a letter. I haven't heard of any. And normally, we just swallow what we have and go on. Really, a lot of these governors are taking measures and steps to try to protect their state from him, in which I advise her to try to do as well instead of trying to, flip flop and get on the other side. But I just thought it was just real ironic, and I just thought it was really strange and really weird for her to be all happy on one video to go vote for the vice president, and then after the vice president didn't win, instead of her saying I'm sorry, keep your head up, or something encouraging, she
Oh
just
yeah,
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 she like the president and tell him,
yeah.
she want to talk to him. So that just lets you know where her loyalty is. There's no loyalty. And I'll go ahead and let you speak, Yvonne, and then we'll let Sherry speak because she's back with us.
Oh no, go ahead. Go let Sherry speak.
Okay, Sherry, you can go ahead and tell us what you wanted to let us know. Just go ahead and basically finish telling us what you were saying a while ago about what's going on in Dalton and Thornton.
Well, we were speaking on the election. I know you guys have moved past that, and I was just saying that, actually on the ground in Dalton, it is pure. She's got to go. So I know that social media and some of the things that are going on make people a little nervous about where we'll end up with this election. But there's really no here, just like her, the recall, the people 100% recalled her. A judge overturned it. So now more people are, dissatisfied with what's going on as far as her leadership. So, and she knows this. She knows that people are tired. We're getting wins, more and more wins, and I did hear something about what what maybe the trustees should have been doing early on. They have. If you go back and look at the meetings, I mean, Belcher has constantly asked her for the transparency and the things that they need to do what they need to do to get the job done. And she just wouldn't do it. She wouldn't give them anything. None of that. It's been an uphill battle for them. So they tried to work with her. They tried every single thing before they even took her to court, before they even recalled her. They tried to speak with her and say, hey, let's work together. She absolutely positively did not want to do it. So it's up to the law to stop her. I mean, if they ask her for something, she just doesn't give it. I mean, down to like right now, she's got this police chief that she's trying to force on Dalton, force on the residents. He doesn't have his certifications. He's not active. He doesn't have a waiver to even work in Dalton. But she's trying to force this on us, and we've even called the state in. It's called Let's Be. It's the Illinois Training and Standards Board,
Mm-hmm.
police training and standards board. They are actually actively in the village of Dalton at the police station, interviewing people, interviewing residents, interviewing everybody. They're trying to get some control for us, even in our police department. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
she's unhinged.
Well, let me
So, I
ask you
mean,
this,
Mm-hmm.
Sherry. Let me ask you
mhm,
one question.
mhm.
Do you guys know why, when you recalled her, why the judge struck that down? What happened in that situation?
I do know. So actually what happens is there were referendum questions put on the ballot. Now we took a risk because you should put one question on one election and then the next question on the second election. Well, it was like, do we try it or not? I mean, we're in trouble and we wanted to at least try. So, I mean, they could have voted in our favor, but they didn't. They said we should have put the questions on two separate elections. Like it was, should the mayor be able to be recalled? I'm just paraphrasing it. That's not exactly what it said. Of course, it was a little more
Sure,
detailed. And
sure.
then the second question was, should we be able to recall her? And then the second question was, do you want to recall her? We put both mechanisms on the referendums on the same ballot when we should have done it separately. So that's why the judge, I guess that's why the
Oh,
judge
so
did
it's
not
basically
overturn
a
it.
Technicality.
technicality. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. And then regarding that police chief that she was trying to hire, didn't you guys receive a letter from
Hmm.
some agency telling her that, hey, this guy is not active? You know, there
Yes.
needs to be a background check. There was not a background check done or anything. And they were telling her that, hey, this dude is not, he's not active. You have not taken the
Yes.
proper steps to get this man hired as the chief of police over there. So he's not active, and he should not be carrying a badge or a firearm because he is not active as the police chief. So, I
Absolutely.
mean,
And she
oh,
still was doing it. That's why she had to
mm,
meet with them today. And they told her under no circumstances could he be the chief. And she
mm,
still was trying it. He was after the meeting, he was still trying to get in.
mm, mm.
Trying to and
After the
she's trying to
meeting.
force it. Yeah,
Mm,
that she had with them today. They were in Dalton
mm,
today. They met with her to let her know, listen, he cannot do this.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And she said, mm-hmm,
So I mean, it's like, it's like people we trust and believe. We've been doing this, and I've actually been in the fight since day one when we figured out what we were going through. She feels entitled because I do feel like she's had some people within the state, higher ups, that have allowed her to feel like she's protected and she can do whatever she wants to do. It's just known. And this
oh,
board of trustees, four of them have been working tirelessly. I mean, we can't get any answers. I got a call from someone yesterday, and Mr. Dan Lee, he's really a real active person in the village. She's got someone that was laid off at the village of Dalton, and this person is not even supposed to be working. They've got Village Hall closed off. If he knows that the mayor doesn't care for you, he will make it as hard as possible for you to get what you need. Same thing with someone
mm,
yesterday who's trying to open a business. He'll say, "Oh, we don't have your paperwork," or "You can't do this," or "You can't do that." It's insane. It's
mm-hmm,
insane. It's like she
mm-hmm.
took Dalton. We're her ball, and she doesn't want to play with anybody.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so we just all have
that's
to
sad.
suffer. It's horrible. And the trustees have done everything. They tried not to take her to court. They tried to work with her. I mean,
Mm-hmm,
they sat down with Dr. Nikita and her and a couple of trustees because you can only do a few at a time. I mean, and then she would say she would work with them, and then as soon as they walk out the door, she would tell Dr. Nikita, "I'm not giving them anything. I'm not doing anything."
wow. And do you kind of like know why? Because from what I saw in the past, it looked like she really wanted to do good, but I wonder what happened through there. Was it a power
So
thing and a money thing? Why she is
I,
so
I
gun
think so.
ho on not doing the right thing by you guys? It's
I
senseless.
think so. I think so. And I think that what happened was she had an agenda and in order to get in, she did and said what she needed to say. And then once she got in, she just said, "Hey, I'm doing what I want to do."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Well,
That's
That sounds like
exactly what happened.
that
somebody else
sound
I
like
know.
that sound like yeah, that
Yeah.
guy over there up
Yeah, the
there in
Agent
Washington.
Orange
Yeah.
Man. It sounds just like the Agent
Yeah.
Orange
Yep.
Man. And
Hmm.
a lot of people are already having buyer's remorse. I saw that the Arabs are asking Biden to help them out because they don't like the pick that the Agent Orange Man picked for the UN ambassador over there in Israel. They're saying that Biden must do something. Well, you chose to vote against your own interests, so now you get what you get. So ask Donald to help you out. Don't ask Biden. Don't ask Biden because he's going out. And remember, they all said he was too old and feeble and broke down and confused, so he can't do nothing. And so, people are having buyer's remorse. So, Sherry, are you finding out that the voters that voted for Miss Henyard in Dalton, because Thornton didn't really have a choice. She was appointed to that position. And so hopefully,
Right. So
yeah. And so do you feel like that the village of Dalton is having buyer's remorse?
absolutely, because
Absolutely.
I voted for her, and I helped her get in.
Mm.
So
Mm, mm,
yes, I
mm,
do.
mm.
And when, she showed us who she really was. And we decided, no, we don't want this because she did not do the things that she said she was going to do. I mean, and
Mhm.
Jason House, Kiana Belcher, those are two trustees, and the clerk both ran with her. And she says, you all ran on my ticket, but collectively more people voted for them, not collectively, separately. More people voted for them than they did for her. So she
Mhm.
needed them. She begged them to get on her ticket.
Oh,
And because she
gotcha.
wanted, and nobody else wanted to run. And we thought that she would listen. I mean, we would have meetings. We had what we have is called Tea with the Trustees. We would have that online because it was during COVID. And she talked totally different. And when she got in, she just lost her mind. And it's been
Yeah.
since day one. And we have been trying to deal with it, um, and not be so vocal about. We had the reason why everybody knows about Dalton now is because we had to. We started reaching out to everybody. I was one of the people. I was reaching out to YouTubers. I was reaching out to the news. I reached out to Edgar County watchdogs. We needed help.
Mhm.
It's not that the board of trustees, you know, I know, and I even believe in the theory of it's two sides to every story, but sometimes some people are just off the chain. They
Right.
really are. And she is one of
Right.
those people. And I did not dislike her. I thought she was again rough around the edges. And I know that I've said that and you've heard me say it. I've said what I've said, but I it's that bad. I mean, we have
Mhm.
to. I feel bad for the trustees because they are a part of the Democratic Party, and the Democratic Party is letting them down, in my opinion, because they are doing nothing about her.
Nothing. Nothing. So let me ask you a question, Sherry. So when you guys had the primary in
Hmm.
February, and it seems to me that Jason is basically a shoe-in. That's just my opinion. So
Hmm.
and this is just my opinion, when Jason House wins, do you think Henyard would like try to go a legal way to to uh to interrupt his winning? You know what I mean? Do you think she has any legal recourse to come in and say, no, this is not right, you cheated, or something
No,
to that effect, so she can
no,
stay
she
in?
won't. No,
Does she
we
doesn't have
have a
any
new clerk. We didn't have a new Cook County clerk as well, and Miss Sims does not play. Uh,
hmm
I'm sorry, Miss Monica does not play. Not Sims. It's not Monica Sims, but she definitely does not play. And I also think by February, because there are active investigations going on, and a lot of things we can't really talk about, but I do
hmm
know, and I've talked about some of the things, but we can't talk about everything. By then, more and more things will come out. More and more
hmm
things will come out.
hmm
uh, in
hmm
regards to these investigations and how far they've gone along. Uh, she's really stepping on a lot of toes here, and
Well,
it's really bad. So,
Q Law have a statement that she would like to make, ladies. And everybody, y'all go ahead and remute your mics because we are having a slight echo, but not as bad as it was a while ago.
Okay.
No, I just wanted to say that I think in the last meeting that they had, there was a vote that was taken um, regarding the upcoming election. Being that Clerk Keys was also running, they wanted to take that out of their hands and put it in the hands of the state. So it won't be someone saying, oh, you cheated. Oh, this was what happened. So I think they are in the process of putting measures in place so that no one can come back and say something like that.
And
That
I
is true.
oh, go ahead, Sherry.
So I was just saying exactly what you said is true. And that is something that Trustee House and the clerk and Trustee Belcher, the four trustees, I don't know if Stan Brown was a part of that or not. They wanted to do that because that's the fair way. They're running just like she's running, and they don't want anybody to be able to say anything crazy or you guys did this or you guys did that. Um, that's what they're doing.
All right, good. So there are they put measures in place where she can't come back and say, "Oh no, this is not right. You guys cheated." Blah blah blah. I'm filing a lawsuit, or whatever the recourse may be. So I'm glad that something is being put in place. You
But
know,
that doesn't mean that she's not going to try it, allegedly.
she might.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you guys mute your mics. Every whenever somebody is speaking, just try to mute and then unmute whenever you get ready to speak. But at the end of the day, uh, and I hate to keep bringing the Agent Orange in this, but it's so similar to his playbook. Even after he lost the election, he ran around the country saying it was stolen, it was rigged, I won. And so remember, he had over 60 court cases that he lost. I think it was 61 to 60. I think he won maybe one case, and the rest of them he lost. And the one that he did win, it didn't really amount to anything. But it doesn't stop her from saying or just spreading misinformation or just spreading lies or disinformation. Because I'm going to tell you something. This is the very first time that I've seen a political climate this toxic. I've never seen so many clowns in a clown show that's running for office that's so not qualified. And I'm not saying that Miss Henyard is not qualified, but from on a national level, I see so many people that's not qualified, but some kind of way, they wind up in office, and that's what I don't want to happen to Dalton. I do hope you guys get a fresh new start, and hopefully the voters will usher in a new some new leadership so that you guys can go ahead and get on with your life and not have to live this out, from a day-to-day basis. Because I do understand something this Dalton and this toxic can be very stressful, especially for the people that's involved and have a up close and personal look at it, like i.e. the trustees in both Thornton and Dalton. It's like when you have a job, you like the job, but you don't like the management at the job. So it makes the job very unpleasant. It makes you not really want to go to work. And I hope that, the way that she's running these two entities, I hope it doesn't discourage the people that's working with her to say, you know what, just forget this because it's not really worth the stress. Because I'm pretty sure it could be a very stressful situation dealing with somebody that's that really don't want to work with you or don't want to do the right thing.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's hard to go into a work place where it's so toxic. But I have a one more question for Brittany. So I'm not sure if you know this answer or whatever, but in Thornton Township. So oh no, that's an appointed role. So when is she up again to be another supervisor to be appointed to that position in Thornton Township? Do you know?
So it was appointed because the her predecessor, well, not predecessor, Frank Zuccarelli, who was the supervisor, passed away. So that is why she was appointed. So this
Okay.
time she has to run, and
Okay.
that
Got
will
it.
be that. There is no primary for that. So she actually, that election is in April, and our actual general is in April. It's the same time. So both
Oh,
seats
okay. So it's
are,
the same
she's
time.
up for both. Well, technically she'll lose in February, but um, it's in April. The supervisor's position is up in April as well. And
Is she being challenged? Is she being challenged in Thornton?
yeah. So the mayor of Harvey, who is almost like her, wants to run, and Napoleon Harris, State Senator Napoleon Harris, because it's part time, he's running against her as well. So yes, he is running against her. So
So
she's
you got somebody
she's
that's
really
running against her that's like her, you're saying?
well, the Harvey mayor, not the senator.
Oh,
The
okay.
Senator Napoleon Harris is running that we know of, and also Mayor Christopher Clark from Harvey is running. But Christopher Clark is like her. If you look at his board meetings, he's just as nuts.
Yeah. So it'll
Well,
be just
I
like it will be like the choice that Yvonne, hold one second and I'll let you speak. But it's gonna be kind of like the choice that we had with Biden and Trump. Which one do you pick? The one with the lesser evil, I guess, in that situation. So I don't know.
Well, no, because
Go
the
for it.
senator is a good guy. The senator, Napoleon Harris, is a good guy. It'll be three people that I know of so far, because they don't have to have their petitions in until the 18th of November. So we don't know, but I do know that those people are set to run.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know
you
if
only
there's
have
more.
one person. But what I'm saying is you only have one person that's legitimate, right? So if you got three people that's
Yeah.
running, you got
Yep.
one good one. You have one good one according to your according to you, and then you have uh who is the best snake oil salesman? I don't know.
Right. Yeah. You got the Harvey mayor, and you have her. So
Mm.
nuts.
Well, the Harvey mayor must be having issues with his board of trustees or whatever because, oh, child, I work in Harvey and the streets over there are just it's not good over there. Let me just say that. And there's a lot of abandoned homes over there, and like I said, the streets are really it's terrible. You can barely drive down there. So I'm just hoping that someone good comes into that position where it can help the folks in Thornton Township. And I give my best to Jason House for Dalton. And
Okay,
I really
well,
hope I really hope everything comes together for you guys because you all are taxpayers and you deserve, much more than what you're receiving right now. Much more.
we're getting ready
Yeah,
to
we
wrap it.
we we're working hard, and we believe in Jason, and he knows because I talk to him and I tell him, hey, we gonna get you if you act a fool too. And he laughs, but he knows he's just trying to be transparent and just trying to get things moving. And all we've done is had parties over the last what 3.5, almost 4 years now. So it's
Well, I'm
been
glad
rough.
to
But
hear you
we
say
we'll
that. I'm glad to hear you
so
say that you're gonna hold his feet to the fire. Also, I'm glad to hear you say that.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Mhm. Oh, listen, as hard as we've been getting beat up, I'm holding everybody's foot to the fire.
I know
Every
that's
day I
right.
say, you know what, I can't do
Absolutely.
this no more. I'm tired because I have literally been working every day for the last 3.5 years. And then I'll go and I'll complain to my mom. I'm like, I'm not doing this today. I'm not talking to nobody. And here we are. I saw the live and I had to jump on.
That part. Yeah, I just thought it was real. I just thought it was really weird for her to go and say she had all this girl power and she was voting for Harris and then turn around and write the orange man a letter. But as I informed them, I don't know if you were on the panel yet, but I told them, and we're going to talk about that also. I was getting ready to end it up, but we'll go another 15 or 20 minutes. What do you guys think about the comparison to what she did with the flip-flopping? You know, she says she has this girl power. She's all about women and empowering women, and she's going to go vote for Harris. But as soon as Agent Orange get in office, she sends him a letter asking him for a meeting and congratulating him. So is she flip-flopping, or is that just the is that the professional process that you do when somebody win? Because I don't see anybody else doing it.
Well, I
I think
interpreted it a few different ways. For one, I feel like she's either trying to save face due to the cases that she has going on. She's either trying to do that, be optimistic about Trump being in office, which I kind of doubt because she seemed like she was pretty strong headed about being there for Kamala Harris. And yeah, it's really either just one of the two. Either she's trying to save face or just trying to be optimistic. But like I said, I don't really think that letter came from too much optimism because we seen how ecstatic she was for Kamala Harris to be inaugurated.
Well, I interpret the letter as, "Can you be my friend?" But I digress and let somebody else speak about it. Whoever want to go next on it.
I'll speak on it. I believe her actions were intended to provoke a reaction. And because I think Tiffany is for girl power, I think she is, but I think she perceives herself as being a black version of Trump and is confident that she can replicate his success in this upcoming election that she's going to have. But, you know, I think Tiffany, if I was her, I would just be quiet because, you know, Trump, this thing could backfire on her, you know, because we know that Trump, you know, he does not mince his words. I mean, he could be a little slow, but he doesn't mince his words. And he can get on public national television and start talking about, oh, you see this little village over here, you know, they can't even, you know, take care of their people, you know. So if I was her, I would definitely kind of be quiet on that. But again, like I said, I think she just did it for a reaction to see what people were going to say, because I think she is for girl power. I really do.
Okay. Next.
Well, my my theory might be a little weird to you guys, but we've talked about it. My thing is she reached out to him because she wants that pardon. She knows she's in trouble, and this is serious. And I've even
Sherry, you
talked
must
to,
did hear what I
people.
said. You must did hear what I said, Sherry, because that's
No,
exactly
I
what I
didn't.
said.
Yeah, she wants a pardon. She wants a pardon, and that's the truth. She wants a pardon, and that's, you know. And again, I don't know what makes her think that Trump doesn't like women. He doesn't like black women either. So I don't know what makes her think she's gonna part. I'm like, I feel the same way. It's gonna backfire on her in that way too, because he's just gonna talk about Illinois because he doesn't. He had a really big fight with Lori Lightfoot when she was the mayor, and you know she was handing him his butt, and he did not like that. And when he said he was going to clean up Illinois and Chicago, he wasn't talking about the gangs. He was talking about the Democratic Party. And
Well,
you know,
Mm-hmm.
also
and
Yeah.
Governor Pitzer
Mm-hmm.
just made a news. He just did a news conference joining other Democratic mayors, saying that he was going to protect his state from Trump. He's going to try to put in all the protections that he can, and I don't know what they mean about that because I seen Gavin Newsom doing it for California. Letitia James made a news conference saying that she was protecting New York, and they're not really saying what the protections are. But I have seen those three governors alone saying that they were going to protect their state from him for whatever shenanigans he have in store for them. And
I
Sherry,
don't think
I
Trump
need
is going to even look at that. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I don't even think he's going to give that to. I don't even think he's going to pay attention to that letter if he ever gets it. If he ever even gets it, and if he does, he's going to throw it away because he got bigger fish to fry in the state of Illinois as a whole, because the state of Illinois is a blue state. And so he got bigger fish to fry. He ain't got time to be screwing around with her. So she could just forget that. If she had any other motive outside of genuinely congratulating him, she could forget it because she like a little peanut to him. He got bigger fish to fry. So she just wasted her little ink on her letter and her little congratulations of congratulating him. He ain't gonna pay
well,
attention to that.
well, Yvonne, she was at the White House with. She got a picture where she was at the White House with Biden too. Remember? And so I don't think that's gonna. I don't think that's gonna gel well with the Orange Man. And
Uh-uh.
also, if he focus on anybody or anything, it's gonna be Governor Pritzker because that's who have the power in
Right.
the state.
Right.
And so by him, if he have a beef with Governor Pritzker, she can hang it up. Because like the guy said, he's all about revenge. And he's all about tit for tat. And he's more pettier than any woman on this platform. And as women, we can be petty at times. And so Trump is more pettier than any female I ever seen. And so I don't feel like he's gonna address her. Like, even if he do get the letter, he gonna say, look it up, research it, and once he find that picture with her and Biden and her and saying that she's going to go vote for Vice President Harris, is a wrap. He's not gonna do anything to lift a finger to help her, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's gonna backfire. It's gonna backfire, just like Brittany said.
And the only people that he's planning on pardoning at this moment are going to be those rioters, those January 6 rioters. He's not going to pardon her. He's going to pardon his supporters, which are those January 6 rioters.
And he's also going to be stuck on. He's also going to be stuck on revenge because the Republican Party is already saying that they're not going to confirm Matt Gaetz as his attorney general, and so he's making a lot of crazy appointments to his cabinet, right? And so he asked the Senate to recess his cabinet so that recess the appointments on the cabinet so he can just automatically install them without a confirmation. And all three candidates that was running for the senator for the majority seat, Senate majority seat, that's going to take Mitch McConnell's job. All three of them agreed to let him do that. But now John Thune pulled the Tiff and he flip-flopped and said, well, everybody gonna have to go through Senate confirmation. They're gonna have to go through the process. Even John Cornyn said the same thing, and he was one of the people that was running to be the majority leader of the Republican parties. So they're playing the same games that he's playing also. But it's all politics.
All right, it's all politics, and like I said, he gonna look at her letter and throw that in the garbage child because he got bigger fish to fry. So that's probably this. Nothing is gonna come of that. So she's just trying to probably cover her butt a little. She's trying to cover her butt.
Most
it's
definitely.
Not gonna work though.
Most definitely, because she got a lot.
That's true.
She got a lot of arrows darting her way. And we're getting ready to wrap it up, ladies. So and gentlemen, so let's go ahead and get your final thoughts of what you want to say tonight, and then we'll go ahead and wrap everything up. And once again, I do appreciate you ladies for joining our panel tonight and for supporting the show. So we'll go ahead and we'll start with you, Sherry, and then I'll just go down the line. So you can go ahead and give me your final thoughts.
Well, I really liked the conversation that was had tonight in regards to Trump and Tiffany. I will say that a little fact is the governor doesn't even really care for her. I was in the room with him and her at the same time. And then I actually spoke to him once at a gathering when he was running. He had a small um, um, get together, and we talked about things, and I told him a few things that we wanted for Dalton and that type of thing. She's not she's not liked by Democrats or Republicans. So I think her career in politics is over. I do think that she has a career in reality TV or something like that. Um, but we just stay tuned. We're working really hard on the ground, and it really is. The mood in Dalton is she has to go, and I'm here. I see it every day. I'm working with it. I'm out on the ground. I've got petitions signed. I've done everything. So yeah, we know what we have to do here. We know that we're bankrupt, so um we'll be okay. We just gotta hang in there until she's gone.
Yep, as
And
long
again,
as
thank
everybody
you.
understands. You're welcome.
They
You're
do.
welcome so much, and thank you. And share this live so that people can get a copy of it, because I think it had a lot of great information also. And
Absolutely.
I did try to report it fairly, accurately, and along with a little of opinion. And nobody can say anything about your opinion because it is just what it is your opinion. And so I wholeheartedly hope that the village and the village of Dalton and Thornton Township understand the assignment as you do, Miss Britton. And so, thank you for joining our panel tonight. Kane Shin, is your time next.
Well, like I said, I feel like we unveiled a lot of, well, cannot really unveil, but we had a really good conversation about everything that she has going on. It's hard to tell where she's really going with all this. Whoever knows how these games work, you know where she kind of is going with this. All we really can do is wait and see what's going to happen. I feel like this next 4 years, politically wise, is going to be a hell of a roller coaster. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I just hope the clown show don't extend to Dalton and Thornton. And thank you for taking your time out to do the show with me tonight. Yeah, yeah, because we got a clown show going on nationally. Hopefully, the states will have a little bit. Yeah, hopefully the people in the states are voting their in their best interest and not continue with the clown show. Next, Miss Q Law, you next.
Yes, well, I sincerely hope that Dalton elects a mayor who will facilitate progress and development. Is very disheartening that this is a predominantly Black community and it has been affected by Tiffany's actions. But I remain optimistic for the future and their advancement. So I hope that eventually things will get back on track and they'll get out of the red and into the Black.
Absolutely. And my final thought is amen to what Brittany and the young lady just said. Amen, amen, amen.
Well, I want to thank all of you guys and amen to everything to what everybody said. I wholeheartedly agree with what you guys have said. I hope this was a great and informative live for you. We do plan to continue to watch the race. I'm pretty sure our morning show, which is the Mac Man morning show, this is just an extension version of it, and it's our Mac Man After Dark uh, Man After Dark show, and we just wanted to kind of talk about it at night so that we could, we can be a little bit more loose, but not too much loose. But James kind of keep a whip on us in the morning, so in the evenings we can be a little bit more looser and say a little bit more than what we want to say because we don't have WKRA 92.7 streaming with us. But we do intend to watch these races. We're not done with this, and we intend to keep an eye on what she's doing. We're going to report on anything that she does because if she's nothing else, she's a showman. She's just like, Agent Orange. She's definitely a showman, and she liked to be flamboyant, and she liked to point her finger in everybody's face. It's like you said, when she run that recall, after she won that, it's like, oh my gosh, she just kind of let loose and just was doing it and everything that she can. But I really feel like the walls are closing in on her. And just like Agent Orange, The more he thought he was going to lose the race, the more unhinged he became. So I have a feeling the closer the walls get to her, the more unhinged and outrageous things she's going to put out in the public. And hey, we here for it. I'm here for all the tea, and I'm going to report on it, and I'm going to laugh at it, and I'm going to be horrified and whatever else feeling I have. But I'm definitely going to report on it, and I'm definitely going to watch it. But I won't report any lies, and I'm going to report the truth and the facts. But so far, she's given us nothing but a clown show. So I say this like I say about anybody else that's in the public. You're creating the script. All we doing is reporting it. Y'all, y'all creating the picture and we're just showing it. That's all it is. It's nothing that we're adding to, and they give us enough footage where we don't have to add to or take away. They create the picture and we report it. That's all I got to say about it tonight.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And so you can't get mad at us for reporting what you putting out there. And so if you don't want us to report on you, then don't put anything out there. And I just want to remind everybody to join us in the morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time for the Mac Man Morning Show, because, you know, that's
It's the Mac Man Morning Show. 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 Sitting at home when you're in your car. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. No matter if you get far. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. You better tune in quick or you might just miss. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. The best show.
Thank you everybody for coming out. Support our show in the morning for the Mac Man Morning Show at 9 a.m. Central, 10 o'clock Eastern Time, and we'll see you on the James Mac Morning Show in the morning on our normal show at WKRA 92.7. Thank you guys and have a great night.